Every company says they listen to their customers, but most of them don't really hear them. They send a survey, 5 stars or one, a checkbox, maybe a comment box nobody reads, and they wonder why their product still misses the mark, why churn keeps climbing, why users disappear without saying goodbye. The truth is, people don't fill out surveys. They talk. And the real insight? It's in the conversation, in what someone says when you actually ask, listen, and follow up. That's what VoxDiscover was built to do. VoxDiscover is an AI-powered voice agent platform that conducts natural, intelligent interviews with your customers at scale, automatically and in real time. No survey forms, no manual calls, no data silos, just conversations, and the intelligence they generate. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the entire platform, from the first screen you land on to the deepest layer of customer intelligence it generates. Let's start from the top. When you log in, the first thing you see is your dashboard, a real-time command center for everything happening with your voice campaigns. At the top, you have 4 headline metrics. Total calls, how many conversations have been conducted in your selected time period? Total insights, the number of data points extracted and processed from those calls. Active assistants, how many agents are currently live and operational? Average call duration, including the peak duration, so you can spot outliers. You can switch the view between 30, 60, and 90-day windows. Below that, 2 charts give you the dynamic picture. Call activity shows volume and duration trends over time. And success and response rates shows how your campaigns are converting, how many calls were answered, completed, and generated usable output. Then we have 3 more widgets on the bottom row. Call success rate, the percentage of calls that completed successfully out of all attempts. Response rate, the share of answered calls shown as a clean donut chart. Insights by category, a horizontal bar breakdown showing key facts, buying signals, pain points, and objections discovered across all conversations. And finally, the bottom summary row, total projects, total call time, active users, and cost trend. So you always have a handle on usage and spend. Scrolling down on the dashboard, you'll find the recent calls panel. This is your quick operational view. Every call listed with its timestamp, which agent ran it, which customer was called, the call duration, type, outcome, and cost. You can filter by date range, call type, and result status. Click any call and a call details pop-up opens in line, showing you the status, duration, call direction, and a live transcript excerpt right there in the panel. No need to navigate away. For more detailed analysis, the calls section goes much deeper, which we'll get to shortly. Now this is where VoxDiscover goes beyond a standard reporting dashboard. The voice analytics view gives you a cross-campaign intelligence summary. Average CQI score, the conversation quality index, our composite 0, 1, 0 score measuring how well each conversation performed across multiple dimensions. Analyzed calls, the number of calls that have been processed through the full post-call pipeline. Discoveries made, structured insights extracted across all categories. Open commitments, anything a customer or agent committed to during a call that still requires follow-up. The CQI profile is a radar chart, 6 dimensions plotted visually. Naturalness, emotional intelligence, discovery effectiveness, objective achievement, value delivery, and relationship progression. At a glance, you can see where your agents are performing well and where there's room to improve. On the right, the dimension breakdown gives you the exact scores per dimension with a traffic light quality split. Good, average, or poor calls by count. And at the bottom, intelligence outcomes. 3 bars that matter. Relationship trend. How many customers are improving, stable, or declining across their conversation history? Objective achievement. How many calls fully achieved their objectives, partially, missed them, or are still pending analysis? Open commitments. Any follow-up actions outstanding across the portfolio. This is the intelligence layer. Not just call logs, a continuous read on the health of your customer relationships. Let's move to agents, the voice agents you deploy to conduct your interviews. This is your agent library. Each agent is shown as a card displaying its name, description, the language model powering it, and whether a conversation graph has been assigned to it. From here, you can edit an agent's configuration, delete it, or instantly make a call to test it live. Creating a new agent is a guided 5-step wizard. Step 1. Basic info. You give the agent an agent name. This is the identity it carries through every interaction, and a description explaining what this agent does. Clear descriptions matter because they're used downstream in prompting and in system logic. Step 2. Pipeline. This is where you configure the voice infrastructure that powers the agent. S2S. Speech-to-speech. A direct speech model handles the full loop with ultra-low latency. Best for the most natural-sounding, real-time conversations. Then you configure your providers, which STT engine, which LLM, which TTS voice. VOXDISCOVER supports a wide range, including OpenAI Realtime, Gemini Live, Ultravox, Novasonic, and more, giving you flexibility to optimize for cost, speed, or quality. Next, the system prompt, the core personality and behavioral instructions for the agent. This is where you define who the agent is, how it speaks, and what its overarching goal is. You also set the primary objective, a measurable success condition for the call, used by the shadow agent scoring layer. History token limit controls how much conversation context the agent retains during a call. The truncation strategy determines how older context is dropped when the limit is reached, keeping the most recent turns by default. Opening turn configuration. Does the agent speak first with a fixed phrase, or does it wait for the customer to initiate? Finally, webhooks. If you want call events posted to your own endpoint in real time, you configure that here with a URL and secret. Step 3. Intelligence. This is the most powerful configuration layer. GoApp graph. You assign a goal-oriented action planning conversation graph to the agent. This graph controls the structured flow of the conversation, which topics to cover, in what order, with what branching logic. We'll explore the GoApp editor in detail shortly. 5. 66D. Ensign version, other cost, and ensign version space. 4. This could text cover, in what order, with what branching logic. We'll explore the GoApp editor in detail shortly. Shadow Agent, a parallel AI layer that runs silently on every call turn without affecting the audio. It monitors in real time. Scoring LLM, which model evaluates each turn. Grok 4.1 Fast is the recommended default, designed to meet the SUB 50 milliseconds per turn budget. GoApp Traversal. Whether the shadow agent drives the conversation proactively or only makes advisory recommendations. Version. Classic 5D, stable, production tested. Or the Calibration Engine v2, which adds emotion state tracking, strategy shift detection, and context injection. Communication style mirroring. How much the agent adapts its communication style to match the customer. Low, minimal, mid, recommended blend, or high, full mirroring. Scoring prompt addendum. Optional extra instructions for the scoring layer, for example, flagging competitor mentions as high-value discovery signals. CQI Judge Model, a separate LLM that evaluates call quality across 6 dimensions after each call. You can choose the provider, Anthropic Claude, OpenAI GPT, or XAI, Grok. Conversation Planner, when enabled, this assembles a pre-call context brief before each conversation begins. It pulls in the customer's memory, prior commitments, and auto-generated talking points tailored to the dialogue type. This is what gives agents the ability to treat a returning customer like a relationship, not a cold call. Avatar. Optionally attach a lip-sync talking head powered by Simly, adding a video dimension to interviews where that's appropriate. Step 4. Data extraction. Here you define the extraction schema, a structured set of fields you want the agent to capture from every call automatically. You add field names, types, string, number, boolean, and mark whether each field is required. In this example, name, email, account, sentiment. Every call processed through the pipeline will attempt to extract and populate these fields from the transcript. This is how raw conversation becomes structured, queryable data, automatically without any manual tagging. Conversation graphs is where you design the strategic flow of your AI conversations. The library view shows all your existing graphs with their status, draft or active, version number, and call count. You can add new graphs, edit existing ones, or activate and deactivate them on the fly. There's also a Dialog Types tab, a testing tool that lets you run a specific graph against a defined dialogue scenario to see how it performs before going live. This is the GoApp Flow Editor, a node-based canvas where you visually design the intelligent structure of a conversation. Each node in the graph represents a conversation stage or objective. You can add 3 node types. Standard nodes, a regular conversation stage with defined turns and success criteria. Mandatory nodes, stages the agent must always complete regardless of conversation direction. Branch nodes, decision points where the agent routes to different paths based on live context signals, like a relationship score, a sentiment reading, or whether a specific topic was mentioned. In this example, a warm opening leads into an NPS sentiment branch, which routes either to a positive discovery track or a friction and recovery track, depending on the customer's relationship score. Each path then continues through usage and journey discovery, engagement depth branching, and ultimately reaches specialized deep dive nodes based on what the conversation has uncovered. For each node, you configure the identity, name, description, behavior mandatory or adaptive, max turns, success criteria, exit conditions, and if it's a branch node, the context field, operator, and value that trigger the routing logic. The result? Your agent conducts a free-flowing, natural conversation, but one that's guided by a precise strategic architecture underneath. Not every team needs to build from scratch. Agent presets are pre-configured agent templates designed for the most common use cases, one-click deployment. Currently available presets: Customer Success Research, an empathetic research agent with a high rapport focus, designed for discovery calls. Ideal for churn research and customer health interviews. Sales Discovery, a goal-oriented agent that uncovers needs and objections using structured questioning. Think Spin Selling Automated Support Triage, an agent that triages customer issues, captures structured details, and knows when to escalate to a human. Real-Time S2S Interview, an ultra-low latency speech-to-speech agent powered by Gemini Live Vertex, designed for the most natural, real-time interview experience. Each preset can be deployed immediately or used as a starting point for customization. Live Interview is exactly what it sounds like, a way to talk to any of your agents directly from the platform interface. Select an agent from the drop-down, click Start Interview, and you're live in a conversation with that agent, in real time, through your browser. This is the fastest way to test and validate a new agent configuration before deploying it to real customers. No phone required. The Calls section is your complete call history across the entire platform. Filter by project, agent, status, or date range. Every call is listed with its start time, direction, status, duration, pipeline, agent, and customer reference. This is where you go to audit specific calls, investigate anomalies, or pull records for a particular campaign or customer. Click into any call and you get the full call details view, one of the most information-dense screens in the platform. At the top, the call recording player, a full audio waveform you can play back at any point. Then 5 tabs. Overview, call metadata, call ID, status, direction, agent, start and end time, duration, and cost. Everything you need for operational context. Transcript, the full conversation, rendered as a chat view with time-stamped turns for both the AI agent and the customer, downloadable as a file. Cost, the per-call cost breakdown across pipeline components. Intelligence, this is the real-time shadow agent analysis, rendered as a scrollable 5D evaluation timeline. Every turn of the conversation is annotated: emotion state, progress indicators, engagement level, discovery signals, and recommended actions. Below the timeline, a style profile for the customer, their pace, formality, directness, vocabulary, and emotional framing. Then call insights, relationship trend, discoveries categorized as pain points, buying signals, and key facts, each with a confidence percentage. Finally, next call recommendations. Specific actionable suggestions for the next conversation with this customer, each tagged by type: follow-up, rapport, risk. CQI, the 6-dimension conversation quality index score for this specific call. Naturalness, emotional intelligence, value delivery, discovery effectiveness, objective achievement, and relationship regression, each scored out of 10 with a composite overall score. Analysis, the post-call pipeline completion status, showing each processing step, transcript finalization, CQI evaluation, relationship assessment, discovery extraction, commitment extraction, outcome assessment, all with pass-fail status. This gives you full visibility into whether the intelligence pipeline ran cleanly. The customer's page is your longitudinal view of every person who has been interviewed. Each customer is shown with a sentiment badge: neutral, blue, positive, green, or negative, red. Their overall emotional trajectory across all conversations to date. You can filter the list by name, sentiment, or date. With hundreds of customers, this makes it easy to quickly surface the ones who need attention. Click into any customer and you get their full intelligence profile, built automatically from every conversation they've had with your agents. Current sentiment, their latest emotional state. Customer persona, the AI-assigned behavioral archetype with a confidence percentage and the option to remap if the evidence doesn't fit. Persona history is tracked over time as the relationship evolves. Key quotes, verbatim moments from interviews that carry the most signal, not summaries, actual things the customer said. Pain points, structured frustrations extracted from their conversations. Needs and goals, what they're trying to achieve. Positive feedback, what's working. Negative feedback, what isn't. Product relevance, the AI's assessment of how relevant your product is to this customer situation. Agent memory, persistent memory built from completed calls, giving future agents full context before they dial. And on the right panel, AI recommendations. Each recommendation is tagged by priority, low, medium, high, and type. Crucially, every recommendation includes a why this recommendation justification with source call references, a next action preview, and a mark as acted on button so your team can track execution. Nothing gets lost. Let's go to the analytics section and where individual conversations become population level intelligence. The segment analytics view breaks down your customer base by persona. Distribution, a pie chart showing what percentage of your customers fall into each persona segment. Customer counts, a bar chart of absolute customer numbers per segment. Trends, 90 days, line charts showing how each segment is growing or shrinking over time. Below that, a segment's overview table, every persona listed with its customer count, health score, average confidence, retention rate, churn risk, and average transcripts per customer. This is your product team's most important table. Which segments are healthy, which are at risk, and which need intervention. Then, retention by persona, survival curve showing how long customers in each segment stay engaged. And confidence comparison, how well the model knows each segment over time as more data accumulates. The Customer Success tab is the operational layer for your CS team. Health alerts, segments flagged as critical, surface prominently so nothing gets missed. Churn risk overview, total at-risk customers, risk ratio percentage, and a breakdown of which segments carry the most risk. Intervention priorities, segments marked needs attention with a specific reason, for example, a weak persona match indicating the model needs more data. Data quality, what percentage of personas have sufficient interview data to be reliable? The Product tab translates conversation data directly into product intelligence. Feature requests by segment, what each persona is asking for, organized by who's asking, your product roadmap, ranked by customer voice. Top pain points, the most frequently mentioned frustrations across all customers, ranked by frequency. Segment growth, which personas are growing fastest, a leading indicator of where your platform is gaining or losing traction. Topic analysis, recurring themes that cut across segments, communication patterns, behavioral signals, usage tendencies. The Sales tab closes the loop between customer intelligence and revenue. Ideal customer profiles, which personas represent your best fit customers, ranked by strength. Conversion signals, how many customers in each segment are showing strong buying intent. Segment size distribution, absolute counts per persona to help size your pipeline. Prospect matching, the total customers who match your ICP and how many remain unmapped, identifying white space in your outreach. And finally, the customer persona types view. This is where the AI generates your customer segments from scratch, derived entirely from transcript analysis. No manual tagging. No predefined categories. Each persona card shows a descriptive name, a written profile explaining who this customer is and how they behave, their key characteristics, goals, pain points, and a separation score. How clearly distinct this persona is from the others in your data. In this example, personas like the persistent troubleshooter, the high-stakes rehorser, the tentative tester, the curious window shopper, and the lost explorer have each emerged organically from interview data. You can validate personas, regenerate them with new data, generate embeddings, or clear and start fresh. The system evolves as your customer base grows. Last but not least, the customer journey map. Generated automatically from all interview data, this map visualizes the full customer lifecycle as a series of stages: awareness, onboarding, engagement, exploration, and beyond. Each stage shows the customer's primary objectives at that point in their journey, their needs and pain points at that stage, the key touch points they interact with, other tools they use, a health score showing how well that stage is performing, and a real customer quote, the actual voice of your customer at that moment. This is the map that your product team, marketing team, and customer success team have all been asking for, and VOXDISCOVER generates it automatically from the conversations your agents have been having. That's the VOXDISCOVER platform, from the first dashboard metric to the deepest layer of customer persona intelligence. Every feature you've seen feeds into a single outcome, your team knowing exactly who your customers are, what they need, and what to do next. If you're ready to see this running on your own customer data, let's set up a pilot. Book a meeting at our website, www.voxdiscover.com. Thanks a lot for your time.